This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Mm-hmm. Dun, 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 dun. No.
Y'all, just stop. This is a sham.
Ireland doesn't exist. When I come out of my dressing room, I'm Norma Jean. I'm still her when the camera's rolling.
Welcome back to DBL. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Good to see you.
Good to see you guys. Yeah, it's been a while. I did a little Texas tour and promoting the show and our new season coming up September 12th. See, I'm on.
Yeah.
We're at 48% of the country, 76 markets.
No big deal.
Just roll it off the tongue. Just roll it off the tongue. Let's get back to the show. How about that? All right. So the new Marilyn Monroe movie Blonde is making headlines over its NC-17 rating, which it gives to films that show over-the-top violence, sexual content, or harsh language. So earlier this year, the Motion Picture Association gave the movie the rating due to, quote, some sexual content. This means the movie is only recommended for adults and no one under the age of 17 should be allowed to see it in a theater. But star Ana de Armas is upset over the film's rating. She told Variety, there are other R-rated movies that are way over the top, more explicit. She added, it's important to show the sexual moments in Marilyn's life that made her end up the way she did. So in the past, movies like Basic Instinct and American Pie received NC-17 ratings, but were re-edited so they could be labeled R instead. Now, this was a time when box office was big, right? This is still going to air on Netflix, NC-17. They're just talking about theaters maybe editing it or not, so they could put it in there. But how much does the box office mean as opposed to what you're making on Netflix now?
Yeah, at this point, I don't know. It's kind of anybody's guess. But, I'm wondering, guys, is this a good thing?
I think so, too. I thought the same thing.
Wouldn't you want this? The whole, don't look at this, don't look over here.
Parental advisory
and everybody's like, what's that? And also, can you tell the story of Marilyn Monroe? I mean, we as a society, well, we weren't around, but as a society, we hypersexualize this human being to the point that that's almost all you think about when you think about her is this sexual being. But yet this is NC-17. Erica, please explain.
I can't explain the other side because I'm completely with you. At the point of R, we're talking to an adult audience anyway, right? And I know a lot of people who would prefer an NC-17 over an R. So I think that this is at least great publicity, if nothing else, the fact that there's a back and forth happening.
I think totally agree. When we had those CDs are compact discs for anyone who doesn't know. And they would have parental advisory. I'd be like, I want that one, the explicit one, because it says you can't. I also, though, think maybe she doesn't want to be seen as doing an explicit movie. Like, she's saying it's not as racy as you think because she wants to be taken seriously as an actress in this, but I think it's good for business.
What do you think about what the director said, where he said America makes all the porn in the world based? We make a lot of porn, but we're very strange about NC-17 ratings.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I agree with you guys. I think it's great publicity, right? What do they have to do? Tweak a thing here or there? I mean, like a movie, NC-17, you just go on. I could see whatever I want in 2 seconds.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Oh, anyways, get rid of that. Anyways,
delete.
We've got the iPad to prove it.
Speaking of movies, there's a new horror film that's getting a lot of attention called Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh, no.
The beloved bear goes on a murderous rampage after being abandoned by Christopher Robin. This is like categories. Have a look.
Christopher, we need to leave. Now.
I really need to find out what's happened here, okay?
Oh, no. So I don't even know why the bear in the movie obviously is a far cry from the Disney character in the movie and books. Listen, are you guys down for this?
No!
Absolutely.
Okay, I think there's a market.
I think it's going to be a classic.
No!
What?
We do not need this.
We don't need anything except food and shelter.
No, no. That
Wait,
messed me up. That messed me up. I know it would have destroyed.
Do you like horror movies in general?
No.
Okay, so
That's
then
why.
no. Then I'm going to speak because I like them. I think this is going to be exciting. You don't think this is going to be a cool, dark twist?
No, I think that kids are going to be like, oh, Winnie the Pooh. And I'm not trying to be like a Debbie Downer or anything about it. I think that kids are going to, you know, and then parents who aren't paying attention are going to be like, yeah, go ahead and watch it. And now all of a sudden you have destroyed your child permanently. Let me tell you, I'm someone who ripped out pages of children's books because they were too traumatic for me, some of the issues that were happening. This conflating with a child's series and beloved character
is too much for you.
I don't need it.
There's some therapy involved.
Yeah, I have a question. Like A.A. Milne created Christopher Robin and Winnie the Pooh in a beautiful series. How did they get the rights to Winnie the Pooh?
Oh.
To turn horror, he had like skin. How do you get that from the estate that's okay in the first place?
Do they actually? I guess they do say his name. It's a very strange thing, but maybe if
in comedy you could use someone's likeness, right?
Yeah,
You're
like
allowed to use in a parody. I wonder if this is under that same law.
Wow.
Yeah, I think a lot of times when we look at things like this, we look at Winnie the Pooh and we're like, oh, we enjoyed it as kids, but we are now adults, and I think a lot of series are now transitioning from childhood to try and keep that audience. You grab that audience, we know Winnie the Pooh, so that's already a subject that we are familiar with that you can market towards us, because if it's just a scary bear movie, we wouldn't be covering this. You need to have the Winnie the Pooh in place already, so now that your audience is older, you can go after us again and get some more money out of us. So I think this is
Exploit the Pooh.
Yes, absolutely. The Winnie the Pooh is a non-profit. They're making money anyway.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a cult classic too. I think those people who like horror movies and the weird juxtaposition of the skin and the Winnie the Pooh and the fear, that two things don't mix, might be very good. I like it.
Yeah, I'm with Erica on the part, like that middle ground, the 5 to 8 year olds being traumatized and having to do therapy till they're teenagers.
Yeah, it's the Pooh.
Yeah.
The Pooh Bear's coming.
Yeah, we go back to that iPad, Jeff. They've seen everything.
You're right.
That's the scary thing. They've already seen everything.
But we jumped when we saw that.
Yeah,
we
that
didn't like that.
And it's just unsettling.
Yeah.
It is literally grody to the max.
It is.
Just looking at it.
I could hear, like, you know, like at the end they have like quotes from like all the reviewers. I could just hear Erica's just it's unsettling. Right at the end, Erica Cobb from DBL says it's unsettling.
It is.
I like that.
That was scary.
That's what
I almost whinnied in my pants. All right, coming up on DBL,
That is his last name.
man who made it his mission to help close the wealth gap by putting college dreams in reach for thousands of kids. That's amazing. Plus, Kim K is being called out for photoshopping. Can you spot the difference?
No, those are like those bar games.
I love those. Her hair, right?
Oh yeah, highlight.
Closed captioning provided by
Attention.
Hey, just stopping by to say we're taking over. We're mad. Oh, yes. We're taking over. You know what time it is. We're taking over. What were they called it?
You were trying to get some props?
Hey guys at the bar, what's that game you play where you have to spot the difference? Is it Spot the Difference? Is that the name of it?
It's like called
I have never seen this.
In Michigan they had it.
Karen's trying to do her job.
Oh no. Oh, that's fine.
In Michigan,
Yeah, they had it at bars and you could play.
The video
Highlight magazine.
No,
at the bar.
And you put like a quarter in there. I do remember that.
And there would be a guy at the bar that just sat there.
I did that for a while too. That was fun. And you have to keep putting quarters in there to keep going.
It's a weird thing. Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, there's that's how, because I started my comedy career in bars in Miami, and way before I ever did comedy clubs, I was doing bars, and that's how you know you were doing well. If a guy playing the video touch would turn around.
Oh, there you
if
go.
guys were playing pool would stop and watch, that's how you know you were doing well. Otherwise, it wasn't.
You know what's weird?
Wasn't the best opportunity for comedy.
I was watching, I was telling Tori earlier, when I was on the road, I don't have Showtime, you know? And they had Showtime in the hotel, and I watched this great documentary about the Comedy Store.
Oh,
it's just called The Comedy Store. And it's 5 different episodes, but it's all behind the scenes, talking to all the comics and how many great people came out of there. I think you'd like it.
Yeah, see, I saw it. Yeah,
Did you?
I mean, it's a really great like first-hand documentary of modern comedy.
Right.
Because there's this weird thing with comedy where, and I've always said like comedy clubs will have like Groucho Marx on the wall. I'm like, nobody knows who that is. Like comedians would. I think it's better to, and like we know Richard Pryor's story and you know all the legends, but like there's still some people that are out working that I think should be highlighted as well even before they're done. So I think that's real dope.
Yeah, when you said comedy, it reminded me like, oh man, Al would love this. So if you haven't seen, if you have Showtime, and
I would
it's
think
called
you'd
The
have
Comedy
Showtime.
Store.
You're not a huge boxing guy, because if you're a boxing fan,
I'm an MMA guy. Yeah.
His son goes, oh, he looks like a poo.
Welcome back. Welcome back? Whatever. Welcome back. Kim Kardashian is being called out for photoshopping her pics online once again. So a woman on TikTok did a deep dive into one of Kim's recent posts. Hard-hitting news. Take a look.
This area right here has been photoshopped out. When we zoom in, we can see that the water pattern behind her here has been warped. Using the liquify tool in Photoshop, I'm going to now show you what it would look like without the photoshopping applied to it. As you can see, the water reflection in the background starts to look a lot more natural as well. We don't have that warped effect.
So here's a look at the before and after of Kim's neck and shoulders. She's got a point. She kind of looks like Al Jackson circling everything when Al sends a text message.
Yes, you know when I break out the red Sharpie, it's on.
But do you think Kim did this, or she has a team that does this? What are you guys' thoughts?
They've had many Photoshop fails, the whole family. So like a leg will be left out, or a finger will be so it's sort of an ongoing thing with the Kardashians. They don't post unless it's done the way they want it to look. They definitely filter, they definitely Photoshop, and they've had some fails, and they sort of laugh at it, so this is normal. But in Norway, they passed a law that requires any ads by influencers that are sponsored to say if there's a filter on the page, so you know this is not a real photo, which I really like and think we should adopt.
Let me add this before we move on. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Bethany Frankel posted a filter and real image of her body to show that filtering is destructive and makes women feel badly about themselves.
I don't know which one is which.
I don't either.
Yeah, let's get off of me and put that photo back.
I can't tell.
I don't even know which ones. Maybe the left is photo. Yeah, left is photo.
Yeah. Just looking at that first woman's video, Eric, I was just thinking, how many boyfriends have like tried to pull one over on that woman, and she's like, oh, let's go to the telestrator. Now, if you look here, you sent this text at 11:37, but look, the sun's coming down in that one. Like, I mean, I feel like her talents are being wasted. Like, shouldn't she be like a
private eye
FBI investigator? Like, to have that kind of eye, to have that kind of time?
Well, people do it to the Kardashians a lot because they're used to the backgrounds being all messed up.
But where do you guys stand as far as women go? Like, so obviously you want to filter your photos to make them look a little better, and filtering is just putting a different lens on it, right? So that's counted as filtering. But then do celebrities have a responsibility not to look their best because they're representing other children or kids or women? You see what I'm saying in that aspect?
I think that the point behind what Tori was talking about is the idea of young people coming of age, the idea that they believe that this is going to be something they're going to be able to look like naturally.
Right.
But really, there's a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes to make that picture look like that. For me, I don't care, but I'm also somebody who, all of us sit up here with hair, makeup, wardrobe, all the things, lighting. It's like, I mean, I could show up the way I showed up an hour ago, but I don't think I'm allowed to.
I don't think you want to see this without this, you know?
Tori, you're gorgeous.
We'll be right back.
Silence.
President Joe Biden estimates 43 million Americans will get at least some of their student loans forgiven. His plan forgives up to $20,000, but Verify viewer Laura Lee wants to know if that money will get taxed and sent us this question.
This is not forgiveness if you lose part of your income due to taxation of the forgiven loans. Do you have any information regarding Oregon's plans? Thank you.
So, Laura Lee, let's verify. Will people who receive student loan forgiveness have to pay federal or state taxes on that money? Our sources are the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, the White House, the Tax Foundation, the Oregon Department of Revenue, and Andrew Lautz with the National Taxpayers Union Foundation. To answer this question, we have to go back a year before the president's announcement. In March 2021, Congress passed the American Rescue Plan Act. This was part of a COVID-19 relief package and stipulated that any debt forgiven between December 2020 and January 2026 does not count as income. Lautz tells Verify this includes student debt announced by Biden. So, no, people who receive student loan forgiveness won't have to pay federal taxes on that money. As for state taxes, it depends on where you live. If your state has an income tax, then it can decide whether to tax forgiven debt as income. Laura Lee is in Oregon, and the state's Department of Revenue told us it won't tax forgiven debt. While not every state has decided what to do, no states have announced so far that they will tax the forgiveness. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter answers your questions, clarifies what's true and false, and even includes a daily fun fact. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
What stopped you from going to college? Was it money? Well, that's what stops thousands of Americans every year. But self-made millionaire Pete Kadens, remember this name, is hoping to change that. Earlier, we spoke with him about his remarkable program, and we all sobbed. It's amazing. Take a look.
My parents weren't wealthy, but they were extremely well educated.
After graduating from college, Pete starts 5 different companies over a 20-year period.
Using a baseball analogy, some were singles, some were doubles, and one was a grand slam.
He builds one of the largest cannabis companies in the world.
We took the company public, and then I was able to retire at the age of 40.
But retirement is a mindset, not a way of life.
Look, I'm a guy who made a fortune in an industry that was built by black and brown people. And the only difference between me and them is I did it under a state legal construct and made a fortune.
With that in mind, Pete starts a nonprofit.
My philosophy on philanthropy is pay it backward. Who were the people who suffered? Who were the communities who suffered so I could succeed?
He starts in his hometown, founding Hope Toledo.
The delta between successful and the less successful was education and educational access.
Pete's program helps high school students find their passion before sending them off to college for free.
We pay for everything. That's tuition, room and board, books and fees, and give them a $1,000 semester stipend.
But Pete isn't done. He sets his sights higher and starts Hope Chicago.
You will go to college for free!
But the surprise isn't over.
Pete left one important part out. Parents, guess what? You're going back to school too.
Oh my gosh, I'm not crying. You're crying.
Oh
We're all crying.
Please welcome to the show, Pete Kadens.
Yes. Erica's crying too.
First of all, Pete, I just have to tell you, as a Chicagoan myself, my mother is an educator of over 30 years. Her focus has been on lower quartile, as they call it, students. This is so amazing. I really didn't expect to get emotional because I knew you were coming on, but you surprised 5 Chicago schools with scholarships. How did you pull off these surprises, and how did you get the families to get there?
Well, that's always the secret sauce, working through the principals and administration. We told them, if you blow our surprise, these students may not benefit. We rolled all the people in and all the news cameras in behind the scenes, and we got it done. It was super exciting.
Oh my God. I started bawling when that older woman realizes, and she starts to cry. Now look at me. Ridiculous. But I just wanted to ask you about the energy in the room, because we all felt it right when you said it, and she said, you're going back to. What is it like? What do the students, the parents say?
Yeah, I would say, I was a very good high school basketball player. I know that may seem difficult to believe, but I remember running out the tunnel in the state quarterfinals in front of 10,000 people, and that was the most euphoric feeling of my entire life. And I always have been trying to replicate that euphoric feeling for the rest of my life.
Wow.
And that euphoric feeling is the way I feel when I tell kids and families that they're going to college for free.
We need to know right now, how many students have you helped so far?
As of right now, 4,300 people are going to college for free.
Oh my gosh.
And we got work to do. Like I said, we got more money to raise, but our goal over the next 10 years is to send 30,000 underserved families to college or trade school totally for free. If we can do that, we don't just change educational outcomes. And this is the core thing that I want everyone who's listening to remember. We will change societal outcomes. The intractable issues in the south and west sides of Toledo and Chicago, which are gun violence, commerce and food deserts, the longevity gap between the south side and the north side of Chicago. We will close all those gaps.
Can you run for president?
You know what? It's funny. A lot of people say that. I will likely run for an office someday.
Yeah, you should.
But this isn't why I'm doing this.
Okay, so your program not only sends students to college for free, but it also sends a parent or a guardian. Why is it important to include mom and dad in the mix?
I actually taught in the high school that was profiled in 60 Minutes. Johnson College Prep in Englewood. That was part of my journey. When I retired, I was like, look, if I want to solve complex issues, I have to get proximate to those issues. Nothing worse than a white messiah who goes into an underserved black or brown community and telling them what the answers are, right? And so what I did is I went into these communities and I figured out that a lot of what we were doing is we were sending one generation anomalies off to college.
Right.
And guess what? They were never coming back to those communities and reinvesting in those communities. So what I gleaned from that is because poverty is multi-generational, so too does our college scholarship program.
Well said. You walk the walk. He's got my vote. I know. DBL Nation, if you want to learn more about Hope Chicago, or if you want to donate to this remarkable program, visit hopechicago.org. Pete, thank you is not enough. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Darlings.
After President Joe Biden announced his plan to forgive up to $20,000 in federal student loans, many of you began asking us how much the plan is going to cost. Early estimates calculated the government will have to pay about $330 billion. This prompted Senator Ted Cruz to say in a statement opposing Biden's plan that this will cost every taxpayer an average of $2,100. Several Verify viewers then reached out to ask if the plan will raise their taxes by that amount. So let's verify. Will the average taxpayer have to pay $2,100 to cover the cost of the student loan forgiveness program? Our sources are the White House, the Internal Revenue Service Tax Code, Senator Ted Cruz's office, and Andrew Lautz with the nonpartisan National Taxpayers Union Foundation. Cruz's office tells Verify they got that $2,100 number from the National Taxpayers Union Foundation and sent us a link to a blog post written by Lautz. He wrote that if one were to divide an early program estimate of $330 billion by the number of Americans who pay taxes, then the average taxpayer would hypothetically be on the hook for almost $2,100. But that's neither how taxes work nor how the debt forgiveness plan would necessarily be funded, and Lautz acknowledged this in his post. First, taxes in the U.S. are based on a percentage of your income, meaning everyone pays a different dollar figure. Second, since Biden is forgiving the loans using an executive order, he can't raise taxes to pay for his plan. Only Congress can do that.
There are no taxes going up to pay for this policy, but what we do think is important for taxpayers to know is that we all bear the cost of these policies. And so, whether it's through decreased spending in the future, increased taxes, or increased borrowing, taxpayers will ultimately be on the hook for covering the cost of this policy.
So, no, the average taxpayer will not have to pay $2,100 to cover the cost of the student loan forgiveness program. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Many Verify readers have asked us if their loans are eligible for forgiveness, including those who took out Parent Plus loans, also called Direct Plus loans. They're federal loans that parents can use to help pay for their child's college. So we're going to tackle some of your most common questions using these sources. Do Parent Plus loans qualify for debt forgiveness? Yes, if they're held by the Department of Education. To check if your loan is eligible, sign into your studentaid.gov account or check with your loan servicer. Are parents and students considered separate borrowers? Yes, Parents with Direct Plus loans and students with their own loans are each eligible for debt forgiveness. Jessica Thompson, Vice President at the Institute for College Access and Success, explained that Parent Plus loan borrowers would qualify for forgiveness based on their own income and loan, while their children would separately qualify based on the same factors. Are spouses considered separate borrowers? Thompson says yes, adding that if the household qualifies by income, each spouse holding qualified loans would be eligible for cancellation. We have more answers to your student loan questions on our website, verifythis.com. With your Verify, I'm Adiante Till.
Can you believe it's September 1st? I had to check my phone, so it is. These deals we're about to show you are sure to fit anyone in your life. Take a look.
Hey, Steph, what do you have for us today? I'm super into shopping right now.
Hey, Tori. Hello, DBL Nation. Let's get started. We've got the Echelon Adjustable Armband Heart Rate Monitor.
Oh, nice.
So this deal includes one heart rate monitor, and this is the first time we are featuring this product on television, so make sure you get it while it lasts. So normally this is $76, but we've got it for $19.
Oh, brilliant.
Saving everyone 75%. And Tori, we've got the Cook with Colour 18-piece kitchen essentials set. So this deal includes 5 full-size utensils, 1 pair of kitchen shears, 5 mini utensils, and 7 food storage containers with lids.
Nice.
And this set is exclusive to Morning Save, so you will not be finding this collection at this lower price anywhere else. So normally everything here is $84, but we've got it for $24, saving everyone 71%. And Tori, this is the 2-pack of Parsecs wireless LED glow lantern Bluetooth speakers. So this deal includes 2 lanterns. Again, you're only going to find these on Morning Save because they are an exclusive to us. So normally they're $100, but now they are just $39, which saves everyone 61%. And Tori, for our last product today, we've got the Dermalactive 7-in-1 LED Derma Shield for a glowing complexion. So this deal includes 1 Derma Shield, 1 adapter, and 1 charging cable. And this is a customer favorite, and our buyers went back to the vendor to negotiate more inventory and a better cost, because when we win, you win. So normally this is $299, but now we've got it for just $39, Tori.
No way.
So it saves everyone 87%.
Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. Or you see that QR code right on screen? It will take you directly to these products on Morning Save's website if you scan your phone on that. Thank you so much, Steph.
Great deals as always. We only have about 15 more seconds because Erica has to catch her horse and carriage.
When are you?
You look like you came here like a princess, and then someone opened the doors for you.
Bridgerton-esque.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, I thought I was giving.
There should be 2
princess
men in big boots
vibes.
escorting you over some mud.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks like a
I'll lay
royalty.
down and she can walk over.
Erica is leaving the building. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Lower the moat.